got yourself something funky.
Oops, nearly forgot to add myself in. Reason I nearly forgot to add myself in is Coran down there. I used to try and catch him out all the time because he'd be dancing away and boogieing and pulling faces and all sorts. And he's just been doing it again. And I was thinking, should I try? But I know there's no point because the second he sees me bring up on a screen, he just stops dead like a stone. So I didn't bother. He was just teasing me. I'll get me on back. Anyway, we all know why we're here, so we'll bring him in. It's the Spice Freak himself. I saw you boogieing. I saw you pulling the faces and doing.
Yeah, I know you did. I know you did.
I need to set up a little mini camera, aiming, and just record you, and I'll catch you that way.
One of these days.
I'll catch you somehow.
But today, today I've got a bunch of stuff that you sent me.
You do. And if anybody would like to get ready to do the tagging, Stu's there. Stu's good at this. He knows the job.
Oh,
he does that.
I think we're going to start with some of these first.
Right.
On some Heikos.
This one, it's signed. It's a signed bottle.
Yep, makes it a collector's piece, but we're not going to use it as one. We're actually going to try it.
It was one that was by Heiko and made for the League of Fire.
Yeah, so I look at this, and this says Pepper Pleasure, and I'm like, okay, that's probably the mildest of his. Then I look at the side here, and it says Wild.
Was made for the League of Fire.
I picked up this one next, and went, that's a slightly nicer color. That's not going to be as hot, right? Devilishly Wild.
Yeah. Evening, Dean.
I went, right, okay. Clearly, the Canadian colon cleaner is the mildest of the three, right? There has to be a mild one here, right? Also wild.
Have you ever wondered why we sent you them?
Apparently, you just want me to suffer.
No.
So, what are the options we've got? In the Canadian colon cleanser, the first three ingredients are Carolina Reaper, Ghost, Trinidad Scorpion. Oh, and there's some habanero after, so little bit of just habanero to milden it down, right?
Habanero to milden it down.
Well, I mean, compared to the Reaper, Ghost, and Scorpion, yeah.
Yeah.
And for the Pepper Pleasure, we have Scorpion Ghost, then Habanero, and Hungarian Wax. Oh, they'll bring it right down.
Hungarian Hot Wax is actually one of my favourite chilies.
And for this one, Carolina Reaper, Maruga Scorpion, and Ghost. Nothing to milden it apart from a bunch of fruit further down the list. So let's not start with the Devil's Brew. I think from what I've read so far, the Pepper Pleasure does actually sound the mildest. Even though it's got that League of Fire sticker on the side. Well, not sticker, but, you know, I don't know, stamp, logo, whatever you want to call it, on the side.
The branding.
So the full thing is Scorpion, Ghost, Habanero and Hungarian Wax, apple cider vinegar, water, maple syrup, green and Vidalia onions, garlic, fresh herbs and spices. So, yeah, a bit of onion, bit of maple syrup for sweetness, but really it's just going to be all about the peppers, I think.
You're right, Stu.
However, the hot wax mixed in there is an interesting one, and if you look at the side, they have not gone light on those herbs and spices. That is full of herb fragments. I guess crack it open, give it a sniff before I try it. Yeah, that's got a nice caramelized onion quality, I think. Definitely something herbal in there, but not too much. And definitely it has the peppers. It definitely has the peppers.
The pepper taste comes, pepper smell came through. Evening, Charlie, dude.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's
so
chunky.
It's not actually too thick once you get past that blob in the neck, but it is still a little bit on the chunky side. And I have poured myself a spoonful. I know you said don't pour myself a spoonful. I poured myself a spoonful. I'm suffering. Yeah, it definitely has a sweetness to it up front. It's a natural sweetness. More from the onions and the maple, I think. And then it gets sourer. Jeez.
Hits hard.
Hits hard, hits sharp.
Water is not usually the best idea, but
No, but it keeps everything down. I don't want to go through all my milk on the first one.
that one hit hard.
Yeah. I mean, so flavor-wise, it's got the sourness of Reaper. But looking at the ingredients list, there's no Reaper in there. However, the sharpness it has to it is more of an annuum style. So, like the wax and maybe at a push that habanero, though that's not really an annuum, it's just a sharper tenense. But it definitely doesn't feel like Scorpion or Ghost. It feels like a really strong version of a milder pepper, if that makes sense.
Charlie's just joined, so he's wanting you to hold the bottle up again so you can see what it is that you've just had.
This is the Pepper Pleasure from Heiko's Hot Sauce in Canada.
Available through the League of Fire website.
Yep. Oh, cool. Sent to me by Luciano Ferson over here.
And you get it from down there.
Yeah, and thank you very much for this, Luciano. Oh, this is suffering. This is real suffering. I'm going to try just a tiny bit more. Not nearly the spoonful I just had. And literally just 2 drops, I think. Let's have a third. Be sure.
Still quite chunky.
Oh, that's what you'll see. That's what I'm getting.
That's the one, Phil.
Yeah, it is very heavy on the onions. I'm not sure what it is I'm tasting pepper-wise. I think it might well be the Hungarian wax that comes through. Because, yeah, there's Scorpion and Ghost in there. And they're definitely part of why it hits so hard. But it doesn't feel or even particularly taste like the two of them. Yeah, that's as much of that one as I'm having right now.
The hiccups came in pretty quick.
Yeah.
But you
And
did
they weren't just your average hiccups. They were the trying to bring my dinner up hiccups.
But you did have a heaped spoonful because it did come out.
Yeah, it did come out quite heaped. Let's hope the next one doesn't. Dear God, that was a lot.
It was.
Okay. So we got the Canadian colon cleaner or cleanser, which is the one that actually does have Reaper in it.
Yeah.
And this one doesn't have anything as mild as the hot wax, so that's going to be a fun time.
Definitely don't want a big, massive spoonful of this one.
So the first ingredient is chili peppers, which is Carolina Reaper, Ghost, Trinidad Scorpion, and Habanero. Then we got green and Vidalia onions again. They're probably going to be similarly oniony to the last one. Apple cider vinegar, water, maple syrup, garlic, fresh herbs and spices. So it sounds a lot like the last one, but if you look at the back of it, it's a little bit of a different color, a bit more reddish from the different chilies. But also, there's a lot less in the way of leaf fragments and a lot more in the way of what looks like cumin. Or possibly cracked fenugreek or something.
It looks a lot more finely ground down, whatever is in there.
Also, now I've opened it and it's shifted a little bit, as the pressure's changed within, you can sort of see the red shreds of chili as well. I'm still hiccuping from the last one, but I'm going to give this a go. Fenugreek could probably actually be really nice with the maple syrup in here, but we'll see. We'll see what it is. Come on. Ah! Okay, this is a clean spoon. I'm going to pour some of this back because I'm not doing a full spoonful of this.
No, I wouldn't. Yeah.
That much? Wait.
Looks much
Oh,
better.
that's still practically a full spoon.
I was going to say it still looks like that's the one.
There we go. That's all you're getting.
What you should have added some fries or nuggets or something to try it
Ooh.
with.
That's richer. Has a sweet red chili flavor up front. That's actually really nice. Not sure if it's quite as hot as the last one, but it might just be slower, or it might be that the last one's kind of set me up to not feel it as much. I had more of the last one. But either way, there's still a good heat to this. But yeah, it's definitely not quite as instant. This one, it builds like Reaper and Ghost and Scorpion.
Well,
It
this
doesn't
one,
hit sharp and hard like the
I do
like
believe that,
Annuums do.
I do believe that this one is part of his long-term range. He
It
sells this
says
all the
limited
time.
edition on the bottle, but it
Oh,
might have made it into the main range since.
I think it did.
That one I liked a lot more. Partly because it didn't make me suffer as much. Partly also just the sweet red pepper up front is really nice on that. Still gonna have a bit of my weirdly root beer flavored milk before I continue.
Root beer flavored milk. How's that happen?
Yeah, basically, I just was clearing the cupboard recently and found a bunch of syrups in there, and one of them was root beer, and I went, let's try it. Root beer flavored milk. As long as you don't use actual root beer, because the carbon dioxide will curdle it. It's actually quite nice.
I think I'm going to take your word for that one, mate.
However, it's not the best thing for when you're really suffering like I was with that first one. Because you don't want a weird flavor when you're on the edge of throwing up anyway.
That was a good way of describing it.
There we go.
This one,
Not a chance, Scott. Not a chance. So yeah, here's the most evil one of the bunch. Starts with the Reaper, then goes on to Scorpion, but clarifies that it's Maruga Scorpion. Which is certainly, it's officially the hottest breed of Scorpion. I don't know if there's another breed that's potentially hotter. I've seen a bunch that claimed they might be.
on an average, I still swear the Maruga Scorpion still comes in higher than the Reaper on an average. But
on proper tests, it hasn't done, but also
Hasn't,
they're
but-
very, very close.
I know you get the Reapers much higher, but as an average, I still think the Maruga beats it.
Not even much higher. The hottest Maruga is just over 2 million, so it's not far off the hottest Reaper.
And most of them hit around about that.
That extra
Really?
200,000 is not a difference that you're going to notice.
And it tastes better.
It tastes different. I quite like the taste of the Reaper, but only if you don't get that sourness that comes in with the heat sometimes.
Hi, Jason, dude.
Whereas the Maruga is, well, actually my favorite is the Butch Tea Scorpion, because that's even nicer and fruitier. But
Well, there's a little recommendation there, Jason Harrell. The Devil's Brew is fantastic.
we'll see if I find it as fantastic. So this one contains, Carolina Reaper, Maruga Scorpion, and Ghost Pepper. Dahlia Onion again. Not the green onions, though, this time. Then mangoes, peaches, freshly squeezed lime juice. Okay, so this is going to be sharp and hit fast, probably. But it's also going to have really nice fruity undertones. Then we got Roma tomatoes, which a lot of people swear by. It ain't happening, Scots. It ain't happening. A lot of people swear by the Roma tomatoes. I don't personally know what the difference is, but certainly there's a tomato base in there either way. Garlic, cider vinegar, water, maple syrup, fresh herbs and spices. And it looks like a different blend of herbs and spices once again. Does have a fair few leaves in, but not quite as much as the first one. And then it's got white flecks of something as well. See how it is. Certainly smells like it would be lush on cheese. Yeah, it's almost got a dried apricot aroma or something. Definitely some kind of fried yet not too raisiny fruit. That came out pretty quick again. I'm going to put a little bit of that back once again. Fresh spoon yet again. Be clear. I'm not contaminating the bottle. That's actually probably still a lot, but hey, we'll go with it.
You've got control of the hiccups. Let's see if we can get them back.
Yeah, definitely the peppers in that are quite sort of reapery, soury, that quality. Maybe a little bitterness to them as well. But the fruity undertones are really pleasant in that. It's not overly fruity, but they're all there beneath the rest, if that makes sense. And like the last one, the heat appears to be a slow build, but there's definitely some substantial heat on that.
All of these sauces do have a fair bit of heat because they do contain a high quantity of chilies.
Oh yeah, their first ingredient chili, and they use some stupid hot chilies.
Yeah. One sauce that we didn't send you was, I think it's called pumpkin pyro, and the reason we didn't send you that is because it got eaten. But
well, here's the weird thing: I don't like pumpkin. Horrible stuff. But every single pumpkin-based sauce I've had has been delicious.
Thank you. I'm exactly the same. Can't stand pumpkin, think it's revolting and stuff. But I had that sauce and it was like, yeah, that'll go on pizza. It'll go on.
I had a pumpkin and brain strain jam and never managed to find it again, but it was gorgeous.
I think what is us over in the UK just don't know what to do with pumpkin.
Yeah, well, my grandma was American and still didn't manage to do anything good with it. Thanksgiving pumpkin pie really wasn't good.
There you go.
Yeah,
Jason
I would say
confirmed that the pumpkin pyro is his favourite as well.
Out of these, I would say these two are my favorite flavors: the colon cleanser, and the Devil's Brew. I think I probably slightly preferred the colon cleanser flavor wise, but both were good. However, the Devil's Brew definitely hit me hardest, or at least definitely was the hottest of the bunch. I think actually this one, Pepper Pleasure, maybe hit me hardest because it hit instantaneously and sharp.
That seemed to hit
the way
harder.
that the others didn't.
But you did take a massive spoonful of that one too.
Yeah, that is part of it, but also it is just a far quicker heat, I think, than the other two.
Well, what you'll have to do is when you do your write-ups, you're going to have to taste them all again anyway. So you'll have an idea of only take a little bit of that. So your write-up will be more, what's the word? More informed.
We'll see. I'm not sure I'll do write-ups of them because I don't usually of the non-UK sauces.
Oh, you usually only do the UK sauce.
Yeah, unless it was specifically sent to me by the company or something, but we'll see. I might. But mostly this was just any UK thing.
Yep.
My mouth still hurts from those.
Any UK exclusive. Went for the milk at the same time.
I've been using my sweetened milk to try and get rid of the burn as much as possible, Phil, but yeah, it probably has numbed me a little, that first one.
Still full of humour down there?
And then the final thing we have for today comes to us from the Chili Project. But not the UK Chili Project, the Australian one.
The Australian Chili Project.
chiliproject.com.au. This, again, sent to me by Luciano. Made from 100% Australian ingredients, apparently. And this is their Fireberry hot sauce. Limited edition, berry based. Contains orange, super hot chili blend, which they don't specify what. I'm guessing it's going to be Reaper though. Apple cider vinegar, sugar, raspberry, strawberry, sea salt. So yeah, I'm expecting a fair amount of sweetness. I'm expecting a fair amount of fruit, and I'm expecting a strawberry jam undertone.
Well, I've got to admit with this one, I haven't got a clue because we have never ever tried this one ourselves.
Oh, this is a first, is it? Looks very
Pretty
dark
much.
for what's in it. I would not have expected all those ingredients to be this dark. I'd expect them to be sort of, I don't know, a nice sunrise kind of color. Sort of orangey,
No,
pinky.
what smell came first?
And there's definitely fruit in there.
What came
But there's
first?
also a savory, super hot, peppery aroma. So I am expecting a substantial amount of heat from this one. I'm going to show you the pour. And then once again, clean spoon, I'm going to put a little bit back because this one's probably going to be as hot as the others.
Pour looks a little bit runnier than the
Yeah,
others,
it
but with
does. There's a
chunks.
lot of chili shredded into it, though.
Yeah, it seems like there was chunks, but runnier with a lot of xanthan gum or something to try and thicken it.
No, I don't think there's any thickener in this. I think it is just the sugar and juices. But I don't think the chili's been really blended into the sauce. I think it is just chunks within it.
I think a lot of Australian sauces are left with chunks in.
So not too sweet, but definitely syrupy in texture. Initially, that syrupiness is most of what I get, but then you get a bit of the fruit coming through. Specifically the strawberry and raspberry. And then that's not hit me nearly as hard as I thought it was going to. It's possible I'm just dead from everything else, but
It is possible. What flavour hits first?
a sort of indistinct, slightly fruity, syrupy one at first. Then a bit more of the fruit actually comes through. And it's a little bit sweet, but it's not nearly as sweet as I was expecting. And likewise, it's a little bit peppery, but it's not nearly as peppery as it smelled.
Would you class it as a sweet sauce?
It's a sauce that I would put on sweet things, but it's also a sauce that I would put on savory things. I don't think it's overly sweet, no. But it is quite fruity, so it is going to go on. It is going to go on desserts. It's not overly vinegary, so it might even find its way onto ice creams and stuff. But it is also going to go over a nice roast.
I think we might have made a mistake sending you that one. It's actually sounding kind of all right.
Yeah, I was expecting it to kick my ass a lot more than it has done. I phrase it like that here, I don't remember. I was expecting to be suffering a lot more than I am from that one. But I don't know if it's just that it's not that strong, or if it's that the others are significantly stronger. But either way, I'm not really feeling this one. It's pleasant, but it's not overly hot compared to the others.
And it's fruity.
Yeah. Still gonna have the last of my milk, because I might as well.
Oh, well, while you are, I'm going to slip off camera and have a something with brown milk. Yeah, a little something with brown milk. I like the way you've got a proper dimple glass.
Well, sadly, my family packed the other glass because we're moving house soon. You know, they knew full well it was my every week chili glass.
That might be why they packed it. Maybe they wanted to see you suffer while you were running around the house looking for your
Fiend.
glass of milk.
Yeah, and those are definitely going to stay with me throughout the evening. Let's put it that way.
I think those sauces were probably ones that you should have brought nuggets with you and some snacks.
Yeah. They really are a sauce to have on things. They're definitely not a sauce to try in a spoon.
Yeah.
But
Stu doesn't like the big dimple glasses. And I thought you were a Yorkshireman.
some of them did genuinely taste really nice. Most of them. The first one, the Pepper Pleasure, it was all right. The others I thought were significantly better. But none of them were bad. However, they were very hot.
What would you say your favourite one was?
Can I read? Was it this one? Yeah, it was this one. But yep, Canadian colon cleanser.
Yeah, it was a big seller at the time, and I'm sure he has actually made that part of his range now. Could be wrong, but
it does have a really nice sweet red chili flavor to it up front.
Now I can't remember which one, but one of his sauces, and it might have been that one. When we first tasted it, the only thing we could think of was sausage casserole, and it was like it just needed just adding the sausage casserole, just give it a spice and give it a kick.
Honestly, I would have thought the Devil's Brew would be better for that.
It might have been that one,
but
like I say, can't remember. My memory's
I don't think either would be bad there.
There was one of them when we tried it. The first thing we said was sausage casserole.
Yeah, they're all the sort of thing that wants to be cooked into something or used as a small dip for something.
Or just to give yours a kick, add it to your plate because it was a bit boring. Or as I use hot sauces when I'm cooking, or cooking as people say, when I mess up and I don't get it quite right, out comes the hot sauce and it sorts it out, makes it back right. I call them my correctional tools. Anything else to show?
No, that's it for this week. And I think I've had plenty of suffering, to be honest.
Phil Blake says, good to see you try the sauces that he had sitting on his shelf. They were far too hot for him to get through, because that's where they came from. Phil Blake donated them in so that we could get them reviewed. And
well, I will get through them eventually, but it'll probably take me a while as well.
We've got a big shelf full that we need to be getting through as well, because we bought more, didn't we, Del?
Well, you've seen the shelf behind me, right? That's like maybe a quarter of my collection.
Yeah.
I have way too much.
Yeah, see, she just can't be helped. She can't help herself. She's going to buy more. She's already planning it.
Yeah, it's how it goes. I've already bought another one and a few other things for next week to review.
I've got to stop picking on her because I saw a sauce today that I myself wanted to buy as well. So,
oh, what is it? What is it?
It was from the Bournemouth. I can never remember how it's pronounced.
Bournemouth Chili Bits.
Chili Bits, that's the one.
I think it might be Bournemouth, as in burn your mouth.
Burn your mouth. It should be, yeah, burn mouth. I like that. But it was his barbecue sauce that I sorted. I'm a fan of barbecue sauces, and I haven't tried it. So
let's see. Here we go. Here's a website for them. It's actually just bournemouthchilibits.com.
While we're talking about bournemouthchilibits.com, if you do order from the website that he's going to go and find, use the code
Pokey Pokey Barbecue.
That's the one, the Pokey Pokey Barbecue. Use the code NEUK20 in capital letters, and you get 20% off. So do remember to do that if you do go that way. Which I need to remind Del, because I need her to order me some.
59% ketchup. We also got some honey, some lemon juice, some Worcestershire sauce, garlic, and then smoked paprika, liquid smoke, but also fried smoked jalapeno, which is obviously basically just chipotle, and then a bit of dried cayenne and a bit of dried reaper. Not a lot of dried reaper, so I'm guessing not a vast amount of heat, but like a hot barbecue sauce rather than your average mild barbecue sauce, but also
Well,
probably not a super hot one.
everybody's heat difference. Like,
Yeah.
So what somebody says is hot, the other one says it isn't, and somebody else says it's killing me, and all the rest of it. So
Yeah. But at 1% dried reaper, my guess is it's more on par with a first ingredient habanero sauce, say, than with an actual reaper sauce.
yeah, it's not going to be stupidly hot. It's going to be
Oh,
bearable and
pleasantly
manageable
hot.
for people my heat range, which is why
Yeah.
it struck a chord with me, and I wanted to
Yeah.
go and try that one because I'm a big fan of
That does
barbecue
sound
sauce.
quite pleasant, actually.
Yeah, and I haven't had anything from there neither, so it's probably time to go and pop an order in. And
Yeah, probably time to have a look.
yeah, now that I've seen that one, once you see one, you might as well order. You know,
Not sure it's time for me to get any because I think I'm moving house after next week.
oh yeah, where are you moving? Still in
Out of
Leeds?
Sheffield.
You're moving actually out of the town that you started.
Actually, out of the town that I'm in.
Far?
Sheffield. So, like an hour away on the train for a good day.
You've got to Sheffield?
I can still make it back to Leeds easily enough.
Well, Sheffield's got.
My brain saying it's hot. No, I'm pretty sure it's my tongue's nerves saying it's hot.
Sheffield's got a nice big shopping complex for if you need to go wandering about, but you don't do much of that, so.
We'll see. Maybe I'll do a bit more wandering if I'm in Sheffield, because Sheffield's quite nice to wander around.
There's good things to see. I kind of like Sheffield. They've still got a couple of trams, or they did when I was there. They might not now, but they did have the trams still running. And
They did like a year ago, so.
yeah.
And then also I just love the number of fountains that are around.
No, I never noticed that. I wasn't paying attention.
You never notice you get out of the train station and there's a giant wall of water.
Never went by train. Went by car. There you go. If you go to Sheffield, go by train and you won't miss the fountain. Well,
Yeah, it's a nice place and I'm looking forward to it, but may make things a little awkward for a week or two.
For a week or two, just while you adjust.
Yeah. We'll definitely be around for next week though, so see you then.
I'll see you then too.
Bye.
See my hand disappearing like that. It's magic trick.
Yeah, you got a fun green screen going on.
Magic trick.
I tried, but it made some of the sources disappear.
Yeah, I've noticed that unless it actually sits right directly in front of you. See, I've got a couch full of junk here, and I can hold it up and I can move it all about all over the place, but unless I actually bring it into view, you can't see it. Something to play with. Anyway, I'm going to say bye to everybody. Thank you all for watching. Do hit the like, the subscribes, and all that weird stuff that I have no idea what you're supposed to do. Don't know what it's about.
Yeah.
See you later, dude.
On YouTube, though, I think it's like, subscribe, hit the bell.
Is it the bell on YouTube?
Yeah, it gets you notified of your subscriptions more.
There you go. Like, subscribe, hit the bell. Ring the bell.
On Facebook, though, I have no idea. On Twitch, just follow us.
Join the group,
I don't even know
follow
if
us.
we're on Twitch.
Do whatever it is you need to do so that you don't miss whatever we do next time round.
Yeah.
That's the
We'll
one.
see you then.
And we'll see you then. See you later, dude. With your invisible hand going wibbly, 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 wibbly. I'm going to take him out because he's just going to think I'm playing with him again. I'm not. I was having a, well, I'm going to get myself out. New Chilli-heads, Lucifer's son. That was Coran Sloss, the Spice Freak. And I'll see you again next week. Bye, guys. Doom.